Symptoms and types of atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation, also referred to as AFib, is the most common form of arrhythmia or heart rhythm disorder. 1 in 4 of us will be diagnosed with AFib at some point in our lives. With a normal heart rhythm, a regular stream of electrical pulses are sent from the sinus node in the atria of the heart. This is the regular heart rhythm, which is called the sinus rhythm. During atrial fibrillation, abnormal electrical impulses are sent to the AV node at a chaotic rate. This overload of stimuli in the atria causes a highly irregular and often significantly faster pulse rate and heart rhythm. Atrial fibrillation falls into 4 categories: paroxysmal atrial fibrillation, persistent atrial fibrillation, long-standing persistent atrial fibrillation, and permanent atrial fibrillation. The most common occurrence of AFib is paroxysmal atrial fibrillation. This type of AFib comes in episodes of varying length, but the heart rate will return to the sinus heart rhythm within less than 7 days. With persistent atrial fibrillation, the episodes of AFib last longer than 7 days before reverting back to the sinus rhythm, while long-standing atrial fibrillation is diagnosed when episodes last for longer than 12 months. When a decision is made to no longer attempt to maintain sinus rhythm, the result will be permanent AFib. This means that permanent AFib is accepted, often because medication, catheter ablation, and DC conversions are deemed inefficient. Atrial fibrillation is progressive, meaning it is likely to worsen over time. Paroxysmal or intermittent atrial fibrillation can turn into persistent, and persistent can worsen over time, becoming long-standing and potentially permanent. It is therefore very important to be aware of the symptoms of atrial fibrillation and the various tools that can help you identify signs of an irregular heart rhythm and the progression of your AFib. During an episode of atrial fibrillation, the heart will be unable to pump blood efficiently. This means that the body receives less oxygen and therefore less energy than usual. This can lead to a number of symptoms, including you feel short of breath more often, you become tired more easily than normal, you notice a restless heartbeat, you need to urinate more regularly during the onset of AF, you often lose concentration. It can, however, be difficult to identify these symptoms, but keeping them in mind and potentially measuring your own pulse on a regular basis is important. Keeping track will significantly increase your chances of identifying atrial fibrillation or a progression of existing atrial fibrillation early on. You can find a guide on how to keep track of AFib progression and development in the video shown here. Or you can read more on our website, rhythmadoctor.com.